right, this is Module 6, Lesson 16, Problem Set Debrief. So I drew my line AB. I plotted the point 0, 8. I connected the points, and then it said explain yourself. So we know that this angle CAB is a right angle because I can draw the triangle that has AB as its long side. The length is 5 units and the height is 2 units. So when I slid the triangle to the left and rotated, I know the two acute angles will form 90 degrees. Make sure you're explaining yourself. For letter E, Sean drew the picture below and find a segment perpendicular to line AB. Explain why Sean is correct. Sean is correct because I can see that he slid and rotated the triangle and the two angles are acute. They will form a 90-degree right triangle. All right, then we have problem 2. I drew line QT. I plotted the point 2 and 6.5. I connected them, and it says now explain how you know the angle RQT is a right angle without measuring it. Well, I know that angle RQT is perpendicular. I drew the first triangle, and I counted out the units for the height and length. I applied this same measure to get line R. All right, compare the coordinates of points Q and T. What is the difference? What operation do you use when you say the word difference? Well, you're using subtraction. So what is the difference of the x coordinates? So first you have to look at the coordinates. Coordinates 3.5 and 4, and 6 and 5.5. So the difference, you have to obviously subtract the larger from the smaller. So the x coordinates would be 2.5. Make sure that you're subtracting mixed fraction correctly. That means you have to create, what do you have to do with that? Then for 5.5, you have to make sure that you are subtracting that correctly, and the difference between the y coordinates is 1.5. Compare the coordinates of point Q and R. What is the difference between the x coordinates and the y coordinates? So Q and R. Q is 3.5 and 4. R is 2 and 6.5. The difference, the x coordinates is 1.5. The y coordinates is 2.5. Obviously, the word difference means subtract, so I subtracted. So you can just subtract. Obviously, you always subtract the smaller from the bigger. You can't take something away from. You can't take 3 away from 1. Just doesn't work. All right, the difference in x coordinates. Okay, what is the relationship of the differences you found in parts E and F to the triangles of which these two segments are a part of? So the difference in the x coordinates of Q and T was the same as the difference of in the y coordinate of Q and R. It's the same. They're the same triangle. They will have the same differences. That's the big idea. The difference in the x coordinate of Q and R, the numbers are just flipped because the triangle is flipped. Then it says, it gives you 2 points. I kind of put them on my chart up here to kind of give me an idea of what I was looking at. And then it says to give some coordinates of a pair of points GH. So if you had EF, and that's a line EF, so they're just asking you to find a line that would be perpendicular. Find a line that would be perpendicular and give it 2 coordinates. And these can vary. These can be your own. But I want you to try and find your own because I'm pretty sure you're going to be required to do that for the test. All right, that is the end of that. You have your exit ticket and your homework is going to go very much just like the problem set, just additional practice. All right, thanks so much.